Good morning, everyone. Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room stamping with you today. There we go. Okay, we're up and running, and I have live feed, which is always a good thing. So, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm in my craft room in the cold. Where I live, it is -8, which Celsius, which probably doesn't seem like really cold if you live in an area where you're used to the minus temperatures. But here on the west coast of British Columbia, -8 in an extended period of time is like living in a deep freeze. We're not used to it. And we have a very moist climate, so it's even colder here. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Connie. So, yeah, I haven't been outside except to put stuff on my front porch for pickup in a long time. We had, oh, I guess it was Christmas morning. We went to the local kids for Christmas morning, but other than that, I was supposed to go sliding, and it's even cold to go sliding with the grandchildren. So, it is what it is. So, I'm going to flip you around, and we're going to do um, a technique today. So, these are the two cards that we are eventually going to be doing. This one I'll do second, so I'll just get it out of the way for now. And this is the first one. I'm using In the Moment stamp set, which is new in the J to J mini catalog coming on the 4th of January. And I paired it with the Merry Melody embossing folder on vellum. So I've got all the die cutting and everything done today because I wanted to do two cards. And you all know how to die cut. So I thought, well, there's no use having die cuts, me taking the time to do the die cuts. So I did them all first. Okay. So the new catalog is coming on January the 4th. And this is what it looks like. And okay. I don't know where my celebration brochure is, but it's also celebration starting January the 4th. So every $60 you order before shipping and tax from either this catalog, the annual catalog, the clearance rack, any special promotions we have from January the 4th until February the 28th, you get to choose one free item out of the celebration brochure. So there's lots of cool stuff. So here's my piece. This is white baker's twine, and I have 22 inches of that. I have an inside piece, and that's 5¼ by 4. This is a piece of vellum that I've embossed with the Merry Melody embossing folder. And I use circled in beauty dies, this big one here, to cut that out. And then I took a piece of basic white that is 3½ by 3½, and I used two circles. I used the two biggest circles, layered them together, and you can do this all at once. You don't have to have them separate. So you just put the big one on and then nestle the small one right down in the middle like that, because I wanted a frame. So this is actually a frame. It's not two layers. And then you have this piece left over, which you can save and use on another project because I'm not going to use it for this one. So just let me put my dies away here so I can get this cleaned up. There we go. Goes out of the way. The sentiment is cut out of this stitched rectangle. The stamp set is In the Moment. And then on the inside, I used Amazing Silhouettes. So just let me show you the inside. There we go. And I did that on the envelope as well. And then I'm going to add some elegant faceted gems. Now, the coloring is done with pencil crayons. And because it's a light or a dark cardstock, I'm going to use just white on this, but I'm going to show you a use of color on the second one. Okay, so we do need to stamp and emboss because I want the image to be nice and white, so I'm using white embossing powder. I'm just going to ink up my stamped image. And by doing it on a circle, you don't have to worry about it being straight. Like if you use an oval or a square or something, you can just stamp it in the center because you can always twist it. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this right in the center of my Misty Moonlight. This is Misty Moonlight die cut. Make sure I get good ink transferring. There we go. Now take the white embossing powder. Hubby's out plowing our driveway because we're expecting a propane delivery today to keep us warm because it's cold out there. So I hope you can't hear him. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a tap. I keep forgetting that it is very dry and all of this stuff sticks. I should have used my embossing buddy, but it's not here, so we'll just do this. There we go. Just let it go. Let it go, Mollet. Just let it go. So how are you guys this morning? I know some of you visited me last night during my Make It With Me Monday on my VIP page. Pardon the noise. I got to put my heat gun on. We had a good time last night. It was the first time in a week that I had been live because I took last week off getting ready for Christmas. But I'm back at it now, except for this Friday, there's not going to be a collaboration because it is New Year's Eve. So I figured we'll probably have better things to do than hang out with me on Facebook. There we go. It's all nicely cooked. Turn that off. All right. Now, the technique part of this, get rid of all the embossing powder, is so easy. You just choose what you want to color. So on this one, I colored the pillows, her book, the puppy, the socks, and her coffee cup. So this one, I'm going to color her, just so you can see the difference between the two. Now, because this is got embossing powder on it, it's not going to, I have to be a little bit more careful with where I color. So you just color in between the embossed lines, and that's it. We have an older neighbor who lives on her own. She phoned this morning to tell us that her furnace is not working properly. I think she expected my hubby to go and have a look, but he doesn't know anything about furnaces, so we told her a couple of places to call. I guess her house is down in the high 10s instead of the middle 20s where she normally keeps it. Okay, so that's her top. This is the puppy here. I'm just going to color in between the legs of the puppy, and then we'll color her jeans in. Now, if you wanted, you could add color to this, but I'm going to do that on the next card, so I'm not going to do it on this one. All right, there we go. Get the pant legs done. Get her socks done. I like this technique because it's really quite easy to do, and not a lot of uses for that. A lot of times I think to grab my watercolor pencils and just color with them. So there you go. So I left the puppy and the pillows and the book and the coffee cup. and did the opposite of what I did on the original one. Isn't that cool? That's it. So now we just get to do some assembly. Now, if I was smart, I would have put this on adhesive sheet, but I didn't. So I'm just going to take the time now to put some Tombow dots on it. And then when they dry, I'll put them on. There we go. Just set that off to the side for the moment. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I want this one because I need to wrap this twine around here. Now, let me see if I can figure out which is up and which is down because I don't read music, but I heard that these ones with these funky flags, the flags go up. So there we go. Yeah, music reading is not my forte. I used to play bagpipes when I was in high school, and I was not good at reading the music. I can play by ear, no problem. You get me started on a song, show me how to do it, and I can do it, but I cannot read music to save my life. Okay, so I've got this wrapped around now. I'm just going to tie a bow right here on this end. This paper you have to be really careful you don't tie this too tight because this paper will rip. There we go. See if I can get a bow tied today or if I need to put my glue dot on there. There we are. All right, got the knot tied. Now I can play with the bow just to get it so it's not twisty. There we go. Pull this one out just a tad. All right, now this can go on the card base, not your inside piece, Mollet. The card base like this. So I'm going to have something here, so that's where I'm going to add a majority of my adhesive is right on this side. Oops. Now, because this has got embossing, you can get away with some glue dots, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put my embellishments on first and then put the glue dots on underneath there. So I can put this on and then I'll just slide there we go. And you see with the embossing there, you can't even see where I put the adhesive. Okay. Next is put this on. My glue dots are not quite dry, but they'll do. Then you just kind of center this here like that and make a lovely frame around your image like that. Okay, now this goes on dimensionals. Okay, I don't want to put them over top of my twine is the word that's trying to come out of the head and won't come. So I'm going to go on the back and just place my dimensionals where I want them. And then we can put this on. Get my liners off here. Pop that onto the card front. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, so there's that. Now, find my sentiment piece and the inside and the envelope, and we'll do some more stamping here. I'm using Misty Moonlight ink and the sentiment from In Your Moment stamp set. Just ink it up really well here. Sorry, I can't see that I'm getting it straight. Now you could very well, very easily stamp first and then die cut, but I wanted all the die cutting done. So there's that. Now I'm going to stamp the silhouette butterfly on the inside and on the envelope. So I just have to grab my scrap paper here, get that out of the way. Oh, where did I put the silhouette? There it is. All right, so this is the stamp. It's new in the J to J catalog, and it has 3 of the most amazing silhouettes. I love how they've done this. If you want to see more samples, make sure you come hang out with me in my Facebook group, and the link is in the description of this video. Come and hang out with me on the 9th of January because I'm having my catalog launch party, and I will have samples of a lot of the new stuff. Not everything, but a lot of the new stuff. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that just gorgeous? And it's so easy to do. No embossing required. Okay, so stick this inside. This card goes really fast once you have all of your die cutting done. Just pop that in there. And if you don't already, or if you're not already part of my Facebook groups or my page, please go check it out because I also am doing giveaways. I have 3 more to do. Just all you have to do is comment on my posts and your name gets entered into the draws. And it's okay if you don't live in Canada because I'll send you a card instead of the prize. Okay, so I put adhesive on the right hand side of the sentiment because this is going to sit over top of the bottom corner like that. We'll just take those liners off. Pop that on there like that. There we go. And add a few elegant faceted gems up in the corner. Ribbon out of the way. Okay, hubby, you didn't need to do that crunching, shoveling while I'm online. I hope you can't hear that. There we go. Close those up so I don't lose them. So there's the card. I just take one of the glue dots on the end of my pokey tool and just slide it under here and attach it in behind that embellishment there. And that's it. We're done that card. Thanks, Connie. Okay. So I could trim off the tails of the bow and play with it a little bit more to make it a little bit more even, but you get the idea. So there's the first card. Now let's move on to the second one. So this one has a bit of color in it. I'm going to move my stamps out of the way, make room for the new ones. And there we go. So I've colored the top in white and then did a few accents. And then I used Bermuda Bay on the image itself. And then on the inside, I've used the butterfly on the envelope and another one of the amazing silhouette images. Oh, pardon me. My mouth is very dry today because, like I said, it's really cold. Thanks, Janet. Just pardon me. I'm going to take a sip of tea or water. Oh, hopefully that'll tide me over. Okay, so this one doesn't have any die cutting at all. This is made very vanilla, and the paper is the Simply Elegant designer paper. So this is the pattern on the other side, but I chose to use the black and vanilla piece. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I need, oh, the inside. Yes, the inside. I layered the vanilla onto a piece of basic black. So I can get rid of those pieces and get rid of those pieces. This one I have to stamp. This one, oh, there's, yeah, I pulled this out of a, oh well, I pulled it out of a sample thing I had. So apparently I used the one with the name on it. It's okay, let it go. All right, inside, I'm going to stamp this in Memento ink. Have it nice and juicy. Now I always tap and twist when I'm using Memento ink, so I get good coverage. Apparently I'm missing some right in the middle. There we go, it's a little better. Okay, just stick this on here like this. And give it a good rub. Whoops, sorry, I'm not in frame there. So there's the inside part. I will do the envelope at the same time. I know I put it butterfly inside, but I'm going to put this one on the inside, and I'm going to put this one on the envelope. So change things up a bit. All right, there's the envelope, the inside. That's done. And we're going to stamp the sentiment also in Memento ink. Now this also comes from the same stamp set, the sentiment. Apparently I'm going to be cutting this down. It's a little too big. It's all right. I probably made it too big, so give me room to be crooked. Okay, so that's the stamping with Memento. Now we just need to stamp the image onto this piece of basic black. And I'm using the image of her sitting in the window looking out. Now this is the image that I'm using for my make and take package for the catalog launch. I'm just going to run and get my embossing ready. Because I have a feeling that it's going to be everywhere. There we go. Okay. So if you are joining my catalogs launch on January the 9th and you live in Canada, just contact me. Email gjmollet@shaw.ca or send me a Facebook message and I will send you off a kit. Now, I do have limited supply of kits, and it's on a first come, first serve basis. It's a 2022 calendar we're going to be making this time. I used to do the calendars all the time for my January catalog launches, but last year I completely forgot. So it didn't happen. There we go, perfect. But they are ready to go. So let me know, I'll mail one off to you. You have to live in Canada though. I'm not allowed to send any outside of Canada. but you'd still be able to watch me do it. I'm going to live stamp it during the catalog launch, and you'll know how to do it, and you'll get the recipe. And if you're outside of Canada, send me an email, and I will email you the recipe as well. Okay, hang on, please. I have my heat gun on. Then, if you make the kit up yourself, you can stamp along with us. And that'll be the evening of January the 9th. It's a Sunday. Sunday. All right, there we go. See how it's cooking? And just walking it along. Flip this around. And get the rest of it done. These images are perfect for if you want to do some coloring, but you don't want to, excuse me, if you want to do coloring, but you don't want to do shading, these are perfect for that because there's small spaces. Or you can just leave them. You don't have to color them at all. Okay, so I'm going to use the white. Well, I was going to use the white, but I feel like I need to give her a pink shirt. Let's get some, what is this one? Flirty Flamingo. Let's see if Flirty Flamingo is going to work. Okay, I'm just going to go on the back. Yes, look at that. So that's Flirty Flamingo, and this is Bermuda Bay. These are the two colors that I'm going to use for her clothes. Okay, a little bit of Flirty Flamingo on the shirt. Now you do have to press quite hard while doing this just so you can transfer the pencil crayon onto the cardstock. And you have to be careful that you don't go over top of the embossing because it will stay on there. You can't get it off, which I don't understand, but maybe if I used like a baby wipe or something, that it might take that color off. But I don't have any handy, so I don't know. Okay, there we are. I can hear hubby's no longer plowing, so he must have got us plowed out, which is good because I have to go to the post office today. Has been a while since I've seen my post office peeps. There you go. So there's a pretty pink shirt. And we'll get the Bermuda Bay and do her her pants. Now the pink is going to show up a lot more than the Bermuda does because Bermuda is quite dark itself. But you can see how me going over top of those embossed lines is actually coloring the lines as well, which is okay if that's the look you're going for. And I'm sure if, like I said, if you find like a baby wipe or something, let's just see. Get a Kleenex, get a little twist, and get it wet. See what happens. No, it won't come off. That's weird, eh? It's all right. Now I'm going to take the white and I'm going to make the window slats white. And you could carry on and color her fully if you wanted, or you can just color the shirt, or you could just color the pillow. With this technique, it's all up to you how you want to do it. So there we go. There's the coloring for that. That's it. Now we get to do some assembly. So this is going to go onto some very vanilla. Now this piece of black is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. And it's going on very vanilla, that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. There we go. Now the designer paper, the Simply Elegant designer paper is 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. Now if you don't get this recipe and you want it, there is a link in the description of the video that link will link you to the recipe for the card. I don't think I did the link for the supply list because in the moment it's not current yet, so it won't show up on my supply list. Okay, so now that goes on the left-hand side of my card, flat like that. This I'm going to put up on dimensionals. Now, because there is 2 layers of cardstock, I'm not too worried about it getting lots of dimensionals on there because it's not going to collapse. And I've recently discovered that if you leave the center of your image that you've popped up, if you leave the center with no dimensionals on it, if it's too thick to go in the mail, it will squish down. See, it has squishability, which is really good because then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, this one I'm going to cut. I'll just slice off that, and then we'll slice off that, and down that side, and along there. And then I'll just go back and make it a little straighter. Whoops, that's curved and I can't fix that, so oh dear. There we go. So I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals on there. We're going to find my little ones. 1, 2 on that side, and then we'll put some adhesive up in this top corner to hold it all together, maybe, if I can get my adhesive to start. Oh gosh, it keeps getting itself caught on there. There we go. All right, take those liners off. And my pieces out of the way. I'll just stick this down here in the corner like that. And add some faceted gems. Just up here, just making a cluster of them. There we are. So there's our card front. And we'll get the inside piece and layer it. Hey, Susan, thank you for joining us. And you said good afternoon, so you must be somewhere east of British Columbia, Canada, where I am, because right now it is 25 minutes to 11 in the morning. I agree. It's a lovely stamp set. I really like it. And I like how it's all about taking it easy and not rushing. Oh, you're in Florida. Oh, nice. Definitely afternoon territory there, and no snow. Okay, this is going to go right into the inside, like that. So the black is 5 1/4 by 4, and the very vanilla is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. There we go. There's our there's our two cards that we did today. I'll just put those over there, put this one over here, and you can see that I did something different just by changing the coloring a little bit. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you, Susan. Thank you. Okay, so this one I colored her clothing and the blanket that she's laying in, and this one I colored the pillow and the dog and the other stuff. And this one I did the top in white and changed it to pink for the replay. Thank you so much. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate your comments. And thanks to the rest of you, Connie and Janet, and maybe Abigail. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to join me in my craft room. If you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and pop on over to my blog. So here's my blog, and you'll find the link in the description, and sign up for my weekly newsletter because I will give you 2 card tutorials immediately, and then every Tuesday morning I include a free card tutorial in my weekly update newsletter. So you want to make sure that you're signed up for that. Thanks, Janet, and you're very welcome. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go and make some turkey soup now because I have leftover turkey from Christmas. Stampin' Smiles, everybody, and bye for now.